Hello, and this is the ADLR Podcast, episode 95. On this week's episode, we got Scoob and Fallout 76 about, a year and a half later?
Somebody clip it.
I'm pretty sure I said 95. Did I not say 95? Okay.
I don't honestly know. I think I blacked out there for a second.
Let's hope I said 95, because this is the ADLR episode. Wow. This is the ADLR Podcast, episode 95.
All right, if you confirmed you said 95.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, I looked at the number 95, for the past 20 minutes, so. What else we got? What was I talking about? Website, ADLRplays.com for all the fucking content, links to merch, link to the Extra Life donation page where all the proceeds go to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. As always, the contact page where you can send in your topics and or just say hello. And that's housekeeping right there. Time.
So are we going to start the post show? Is that what we're doing?
We're going to start the post show in like 20 minutes. Judging from this document, there's literally four things. Yeah, about four things on here. Jordan in the chat's asking how we doing. We're doing all right. Checking through it.
We always doing all right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm with that. I don't even know where to start. I guess we can start with
Scoob.
Brian. Huh?
I don't know, Scoob. Sounds pretty dangerous to me.
No. No.
Nothing?
No. I just want to get into 76. Oh, Brian played as well. That's right.
Oh, someone put that on there for me. I've already talked about it when I played the little bit of it.
But you also played
you
this
talk
weekend.
about it a little bit more.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
What are you talking about?
Fuck you.
All right, so over the weekend, Fallout 76. I had a free weekend going, so I figured finally I get to try it. After after the Wastelanders.
Sounds right.
I think that's what it is. The Wastelanders expansion or whatever release. So does it load? Doesn't seem like it loads. There it is. Yeah, I heard horrendous things when it first came out. I'm pretty sure the whole world did. A year and a half later, they release. I think it's a year and a half later. They release Wastelanders, which is supposed to add like NPCs and make it feel a little more like the old Fallouts with quests and what have you. So I downloaded it. Told I think Brian, you re-downloaded it after the open weekend, right? You you didn't buy it, right? You
No.
Just re-downloaded for the free weekend. Got it.
Yeah, I played like a beta and then I played that weekend.
And so did Kelsey. So we loaded it up. I think it was on a Saturday afternoon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was Saturday.
It has the same kind of intro as the rest of the Fallouts. You're inside a vault. You get out of the vault to go see what's out there. The story, I couldn't tell you what the hell it is. Because we walk out and a robot says, "Hey, can you speak to those ladies? Because they've been just waiting there." Okay. We walk over there. They're like, "Hey, you hear about this treasure?" No, I'm looking for my overseer from my vault. So no, I don't know about whatever it is you're talking about. I said I'm not armed. They gave me a machete, and off I went into the open world. And from then on, it's been a checklist kind of thing where, hey, I got a new quest. Let me go see if I can finish it. Open world with co-op is I think the checklist thing works with with the ability to play a co-op. I don't even know where to start for the gameplay. The things I definitely liked were the leveling up, the special. There's you level up with cards in a way that gets opened up with different packs, and you stack them in a certain way depending how many cards are, like how many open points you have per special. The word special, so you have SPES or SPECIAL, all of them, all different attributes like agility, luck, intellect, strength, perception, whatever. And all get their own specific type of cards. Each card has the little letter on the lower left. And let's say every time you level up, you spend it all on strength, and now you have 5 strength. Well, you can put as many cards in there that take up to like 5 points. You can merge them together to power up the same card if you get duplicates. So let's say you get one that's like your melee does 10% and it's level 1. If you get another one later, you can fuse them together to rank 2 of that. It takes up 2 points for that slot and it does 20% or something. So you can make weird builds depending on how many slots you've allocated for each, what is it, stat, I guess.
Point.
Yeah. I don't know if you can respec though. I forgot to ask John if that was a thing you can do, because that would be great, because otherwise you're kind of committing to that build. Like, even if, like, for me, I don't know what the hell to build towards, so I'm like, hey, if I get a cool card I want to try out, I put a point in it. I don't know if I'm damning myself in the future for it or not, but
Probably are.
most likely I'm not good at making builds in RPGs. Yeah, if I see the attack score go up, I just equip it, like, for base stats. I don't know. Me and Kelsey ran through, did some missions. It was derpy fun. It definitely let me know that it's still a work in progress. I mean, we were clearing out a house, and for some reason, the game's like, you're gonna be stuck in ADS mode and not be able to do anything else. Oh, okay.
Funny.
So I stood there for a good 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, trying to figure out how to get out of ADS mode. I shot a bunch of times, try to open things, nothing. The way to fix it, you reload. After the reload animation finished, it's like, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and fix myself for you. We saw some power armors, but we weren't like, who was it? Brian, did you have the power armor? Or?
I just walked into a barn and I got one.
Yeah, the weight system on there's, I think, brought over from the other games as well. The one edition, I think it's an edition, or maybe I might be from a different mode from New Vegas, where it's like a survival where you have to like keep track of eating and drinking water. That's the part that kind of threw me out, like pushed me away, because I'm like, I don't really like, that's like playing The Sims. And I'm like, I'm not here to do that. Yeah, without the woohooing. Like, if you're gonna give me Sims no woohooing, then I don't want it. So
And the thing is that you get damaged every time you do eat or drink, because everything's radiated.
Yeah, so if you want to avoid getting radiated, you have to spend time cooking and doing, like, all that to me should be optional. Like, if I want to play a game, if I want to get in here and just start shooting things, that should be an option for me.
So do you prefer this game over Remnant?
The only time I played Remnant was
Oh, that was the only time?
when we played. Yeah, I haven't played it since.
Oh.
And they've added a bunch of stuff to Remnant, so.
Kelsey?
I prefer Remnant. I like the idea of Fallout 76. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the controls are somewhat overcomplicated and don't need to be. But I don't know. I think it's just the way it's designed. I think if you are into that, because it really is more of like an RPG type shooter than what Remnant would be, where you're like having to equip certain things, and your menu system is different. I don't know, and then you can build stuff. You can like build your own house.
Yeah, like that's where when I saw the building of every individual's houses, and you can set up your own store. That's when it clicked where I kind of got what they wanted to do. Like, you can set up your own shop, and people can just, like, other players can run up to your shop, and you can sell things you've been grabbing. So I'm like, oh, okay, so you were trying to make literally a living world within like the Fallout world, and have the players to act as the players and as the NPCs you run into. So I mean, I got it. It's just execution's not there, because it's not like one whole world. It when you log in, it finds a world. What I'm assuming happens is they look for a world where your home base is not taken. Like, there's no other world with your home base set in a specific spot, or maybe it moves it automatically, or they move it to I don't know. But it does some weird calculation. Here's a world, bam, it plots where your base is, which is called camp, where you would set up any stores or workbenches and stuff that people can walk up and use. They give you the option to just go, like, there's no option for no PvP. Like, there was a pacifist mode where it says you yourself as a user don't do damage to others, and then it also says they can still kill you. The other players can still kill you. So I'm like, you're entering a PvP world, but nobody was really on the hunt for each other. which I'm grateful, and on one side I'm grateful because I would have gotten bodied. A level 5 person going up against, I think I was the highest I saw was like 100 and something. Like I'm sure he can one shot me with whatever the hell he had. But also it's like isn't that the point where it's like you make a world where there's people you just don't fuck with because they've been here the long, like the expertise of someone has been here for the longest. You try to be like befriend them or something, or they're like raiders. Like if they're trying to play the role as a raider on an online world, let them kill everyone, right? Or give them
Didn't you guys
incentive
run
to.
across somebody that was like level 113.
Yeah, we ran into someone that's at 113, and he just stood at the door, like aiming his gun as if like he was waiting for us to make a move. But he can see that I'm like not even remotely close to his level, so I'm not sure what he was. Then I waved at him, and then he like did some other emote, and then we just both went about our ways.
You just gave me a great idea.
You're welcome, Randall, for the great idea. And I get that it's supposed to be post-apocalyptic, but it's a little. Zordon says also, do you think 76 needs a Frank Sinatra boss fight? Sure. Like a mutant, or like a, what is it, Brian? A ghoul? They're ghouls, right? Like the
I don't want to shoot Frank Sinatra, to be honest with you. So
well, it's not him. No. It's just a ghoul version, you know.
A ghoul version of him, still him.
No, he's already dead, Brian. Like he died years ago.
Ghouls aren't dead.
No, but in this game, it's fake. So I'm telling you, it's not him.
No, I don't want to shoot Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
Unless it heals him, like it does in Borderlands.
What? There's a Frank Sinatra gun?
Frank Sinatra. He said he doesn't want to shoot Frank Sinatra, and I said unless it heals him, like it does in Borderlands.
Got it. The Roland thing. Got it. Okay. At first, I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought you guys like ran across like a Frank Sinatra gun in Borderlands 3 or something, and I'm like, I have not seen that.
It sings to you as you shoot it. Come fly with me. Let's float down to Peru.
So, and then what? I'm trying to think of like while you're singing to me here. What else? Like it is an open world, but it just seems too empty. If that makes sense. Like we'll run across some mole rats or whatever that literally just pop up out of the ground anywhere, so they're just spawned because I guess who knows. But there's no like walk. Brian, what are you doing? We can't hear you.
I thought I wasn't muted. Continue.
God, dude. The hell's I talking about? Yeah, the world was open. It looked fine. The environment looks great. I don't care for the instance indoors kind of thing. Like going inside, like I understand that you want to keep everyone's story separate, so if you make a certain decision, it doesn't affect somebody else's. Like if you're in a group party and you can make your own decisions and whatnot, but that can be done in a different way where I don't have to load in an entire indoor area. Like you can render that in there, like continue streaming it. Borderlands does that, where you're in the same party or you just host. Like you can have that as a, oh, you finished this, I don't know, this quest line that you had to make a huge decision on. Upon loading your save, you can just be like, hey, here are the things that you went through last time in somebody else's game. What decisions do you want to make? And it'll craft your world or something. Like it's not enough reason for me to like, don't load. I don't want to see loading, my guy. Like it's 2020. We don't need. We're done with. You should be done with that.
But it didn't even let me like move my story forward when I was with you. I remember I went into that thing. You talked to that woman at the bar after we shot that dude.
Yeah.
And mine was like, you need to talk to her. What do you mean I need to talk to her? All the other quests are, team quests. Why is this not a team quest?
It's a weird set of rules that I don't think are like. For me, I didn't see anything that was explained to me. Like John came in, I think the day after, and we played again. I think it was me, Brian, and John, and he started explaining how all that stuff in the back end seems to work, and it's stuff where I'm like, they're like workarounds instead of they didn't get this right the first time, so these are like workaround. Like that should not be a thing. Like if you're gonna make your own, you can make your own save, and like you can play co-op, and the point of it is you cooperatively make the decision. Like I get you want to preserve everyone's story and stuff, but that's if you're playing co-op, you have removed that from the group. Now, as a group, you make a decision. Not let's sort instances just for story choices. So which I thought it was just odd. These just very odd choices for like progressing story and a bunch of these quests that you find around. That like I don't know. None of it doesn't seem. I have more fun just running around, running into stuff than any of the quest lines that we ended up doing this weekend. I'm sure there's other ones that are better, or again, I don't think I did the DLC one that came out with the Wastelander stuff, but like if you want a game to level up, have an open world, play co-op with buddies, this hits those check marks. I had a great time just roaming around, killing stuff. The gunplay feels fine. Like it was responsive. I played on controller, so it felt like a regular shooter. I didn't use a VAT system, so I don't know how that works. Because in co-op, I mean, none of the time never slowed down for me, so I don't know how it worked for you guys.
It just auto aims. It'll show like the percentage thing and just shoot. So it takes up your stamina.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's would I jump on that same bandwagon from a year and a half ago? I'm like, oh my, this is atrocious. Don't play it. No, I didn't play that build, so I can't speak on it. But for this, it's fine. Like this is just, it plays like a Fallout game. But you can play co-op. That's where that goes. I don't know, Kels, if you played any of the other ones, if you can agree with that, or
any of the other Fallouts.
Yeah.
I haven't played them. I mean, I watched Leo play, basically all of Fallout 3. I mean, that one, it had a similar play style. It was really boring to watch. I don't know that it would be any better playing with people. I don't know. The game just doesn't feel like my type of game.
It doesn't click. It doesn't have that hook. Yeah.
No. I felt like it was overly complicated, not enough of a reward. I felt like you just kind of went out, they were just, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for games that are like, go figure it out. But those are, games that are like that should be simple. Like the control system should be simple. It should be easy to understand, and you press a button, it does something. You press another button, it does something else, and you go, oh, okay, now I can kind of see when I would use this. This one, you have to like, switch weapons and pick up bullets, and you get bottle caps to buy stuff, which you don't really get very often, but then you sort of get them when you complete quests, and you never have bullets to fire the guns that you have. I don't know. I just felt like there was way too much to do, and you haven't played any of the previous ones. This isn't fun.
How about you, Brian? Because you played the launch build, right?
Mm-hmm.
And compare, I guess you can have the better insight here. Because what's the comparison from what you played this weekend over like last? Nothing much changed.
It's just, if you're bored, just hop in and just do stuff. I was playing by myself because I think everyone else was in a group. So it's just me just walking around. I don't like how he looked at me. And I shotgun the thing and I loot it. And then I move on with my life. And somehow I stumble into a public event. So I'm shooting more things and I get loot and that's it. It was pretty empty then and it's still pretty empty now. It's just something to do. I never hated it. I didn't play it long enough as like everyone else, but from what I played, I never hated it.
Yeah, I guess that's where I'm at too. Like you can it's good to just load up and dick around in and shoot some stuff, but past that,
like I think there's better games that will scratch that itch of, hey, just autopilot, do some dumb shit, get loot and level. But I mean, not full. I can recommend this if you already like Fallout.
Oh, definitely.
And if it's on sale and you have friends to play with.
It's already like at $30, and you get this free DLC to start with. They said they're gonna add more stuff, but at this time it was so.
If you don't know, it's a very niche game, I would say.
I guess
only certain people are gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick. That's what I'm gonna head here. I guess I just highly recommend it to people who like the Fallout mechanics are here and thriving, and it's for $30. Yeah, I can recommend this for Fallout fans. But for people who have never touched Fallout before, this may be a little too much. But I don't know. That's it on that. On Fallout. Ooh. Let's go Speaking of co-op and online, we can go check out Brian's news about Evo going online.
I mean, it's not co-op at all, but yeah, boom.
You
So Evo
co-op
Online,
whoa, like
or Evo, the regular annual event in Las Vegas was canceled due to COVID stuff. What was it, like a week ago? Last week? It was some day last. I think it was Thursday or Friday. A bunch of just fighting game stuff came out, and then they're like, "Oh, we're announcing Evo Online." The reason I found out about this was because in another Discord I am just like, there's a fighting game channel, and then someone tagged me in something and said, "Oh, when we play Skullgirls," I was like, "Yeah, dude, can't wait till next month." But then I scroll up and I see an Evo announcement, and then the lineup's announced. It's MK11, them fighting Herds, which is the My Little Pony spin-off fighting game, Killer Instinct, and then they saw Skullgirls on there. And for like the first hour or two of me watching, I was like, "This is a joke. It's not real." Skullgirls and even it's not real. But then the more I saw other people reacting, I was like, "Oh shit,
this is real."
This is real. They haven't announced which console, but yeah, Skullgirls is gonna be part of Evo Online. It's gonna be 5 weekends, I think.
Oh, it's not crossplay. You're right.
Yeah, it's not cross. I'm assuming it's PC because right after it was announced, they finalized their new netcode patch, which even though it was already amazing, did it again, and they added
And you're saying they didn't
features to it?
They didn't push that to the console ones?
No,
the netcode update?
Working on it.
Oh, then we don't know yet, because if they're pushing that netcode to all of them, we don't know what's going to be used.
Yeah, they'll do PC. I believe in them.
The more important question.
What's the more important question?
Will Bryant be competing?
If it's confirmed free and on PC, yeah.
The entrance? I don't think it's going to be free.
I think they already said it was free, but you never know. Last minute, they're like,
Yeah, like they're just going to pull the prize pool out of their ass and then just, here you go? Like, that's usually funded by the entrance fee.
I mean, they're probably going to have sponsors, which is where most of their money comes from. And also, since it's online, they can do Match Arena, where you can have whoever's watching put up money for the prize pool.
What is usually entry fee?
What?
I don't know what you
What is usually entry fee?
For Evo? I don't know. I never looked it up.
If I had to guess, like 50 or more.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pool all of our resources together, buy him his entry ticket. And he's going to go on and win.
I was already going to sponsor him if he felt like the price was too high. I was just going to pay for him so he can compete.
I was going to offer that as well.
Let's just pull all this money and give it to Lab Zero. It's like, this is for Skullgirls 2, and then they're like, what? We'll work on it now.
How about they announce Skullgirls 2, and then we'll decide whether we're going to give them money.
Don't tell me what to believe in. But yeah, 5 weekends, Skullgirls is on there. If you don't own Skullgirls, you're a bum, all right? It's like less than $10. What the fuck are you doing with your life? Buy the game.
Is it on sale, or is it just now they dropped it to 10?
That's just like the regular price, I think. But let me look it up. Doesn't matter what the cost is, just buy it, all right?
It matters.
But, I don't know about this. Buy it, all right?
When does registration start for Evo?
I think it's already open, because it's happening in 2 months.
I don't think it's already open. I didn't see any. $10 base game, right?
You can go in with friends and get a 2-pack for 16, or you can get a 4-pack for 30.
For $30, yeah. If you want all the DLC in the game costs $15. All the characters, colors, you get a trial mode, you get a fully voiced story mode, all of that. $15 on top of it, so $25. A quarter of $100, not even the whole thing, not even half $100. These games over here, $60 to give you early access content. Skullgirls, fully fleshed out, hand drawn, one of the best feeling fighting games, the best netcode. That's why it's at Evo Online. That's why Smash isn't on there. That's why Dragon Ball isn't on there. That's why Grand Blue isn't on there. That's why Skullgirls is on there. Buy it already. Milestones.
I thought Arc System had good net. They don't have good netcode at all. I thought they were using.
No. The new Guilty Gear, they said, oh, we're switching to GGPO like rollback, but basically what
Oh,
Skullgirls
that's not
has.
out yet. Okay. Yeah, Strive was
No.
pushed. You're right.
You push to 2021. I'm not mad at it because a lot of people had complaints about what they played in the beta.
So
Yeah.
So keep us posted on when registration is. Let us
we
know.
can just look it up, man. Like we just can go to the Evo. We just gotta go to the Evo site. Hold on.
Evo registration is now open. Register for Evo 2020.
Okay.
Is that Evo Online though? Is that? Let me see.
That's an old page. If you're looking at the Evo thing, it says attending Evo 2020, register for ticket. I don't know if that's up to date.
Yeah, I don't think so because I clicked their website and it says in caps Evo 2020 has been canceled.
We can look up Evo registration.
Evo Online.
Evo
That is-
Online registration.
Yeah, registration details are forthcoming, so they haven't gone through it.
Yeah, I mean, this only means that because it's at Evo, and I've already seen this happen, more people are going to play Skullgirls. The better game.
Skullgirls gonna make a comeback.
Bitch, it better.
What's gonna make a comeback?
You said
Said
Skullgirls.
Skullgirls.
I never left.
The game that it kind of left. I mean,
No, Brian
nobody
reminds us
really
almost
plays it.
every week, so it never left.
Buy it already.
I said,
Everyone just
Brian.
buy it. Don't think about what Anthony said. Just buy the game. Do you have it, Anthony? You
Yeah.
don't have it.
Yeah,
Buy it.
I do
You
have it.
You don't have it. I'm going to check and waste my time because you don't have it.
I'm pretty sure I have
Brian.
it.
Even
19
I have it.
19 friends own it. Anthony has it. I don't know what Kelsey's talking about.
I have
Oh
it.
snap!
This is. Yeah, I don't know what Randall's talking about. He doesn't have it.
I know Randall doesn't have it.
Obviously,
I know for a fact he doesn't.
because we played. Him and I played online. So
He doesn't have it.
okay.
I don't see it here on Steam. I don't see Zenv.
It's not. It's because I don't have it on Steam. I have it on PSN.
Well, you gotta buy it another time.
I'm
I
not
bought
going to
the
be
game
like
6
you and
times.
have
I
8
bought
copies of the same
six
game.
times, all right? What's your excuse? Buy the game. Evo Online. Fight me. Next month is
Randall,
when.
it's 9. Okay, get it right.
Sorry.
Yeah, at the end of this month when I'm done taking Grand Blue seriously, depending on how if I feel like I have potential in it. The next month is just all Skullgirls.
Who are you going to play with?
Your main.
Skullgirls?
No, he's not.
Yeah, I'm playing our main pain wheel. Parasol is what I meant to say.
That's what you.
You know, apparently I found out yesterday a friend of mine's cousin voiced Parasol,
Oh wow.
and that pissed me off because I find out now instead of earlier. Because then I
What?
could have worked on Skullgirls.
Got it. Well, I mean, now you have a connect. You can be like, oh, she might for Skullgirls 2 might have to dub more lines for Parasol.
Yeah, and I'd be like, look, I'm not going to brag, but I bought the game 6 times. Let me work on it.
They're gonna be like, if you had enough money to buy it 6 times, you're already good on money. We don't need to hire you.
And I'd be like, please, stick around.
And then they'll be like, okay, you got us. All right, so Evo 2020 is online now. So they're not doing. Those are the only games they're doing for this year.
To my knowledge, I don't know if they're going to postpone. They say Evo 2020 is canceled flat
Yeah,
out.
and it's coming 2021 is what they said. But if they were
Yeah.
I don't know if they were just gonna like add more games or.
I can't find it's everything's like, oh, it's registration's open. Fucking where? None of them include links.
I
I
think
think that's just for the previous 2020 because they
Yeah.
had registrations open already.
Yeah, they had the registration for the live event, like the in-person event, open, and then this happened, and then they cancel it, and then they announced the Evo Online's happening, but they haven't announced Evo Online registration yet.
I don't know I don't think they're gonna add any other game. There's no other game with actual netcode. Everybody just vomits out that part of their game and people buy it.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Is that something difficult or tedious to program?
It's getting latency down, especially in a fighting game where literally every millisecond counts. It's hard to account for the unknown. Connection
The
speed.
GGPO system that Skullgirls uses is open source. They gave it out. Anyone can use it in their game.
And that's probably the closest thing we've got so far, because that's the highly praised one. But it's not perfect. It won't beat local. It
Closest
never
thing.
will be local. So
That's facts.
that's the problem, though. They're trying to develop something that you won't need to be in person again. That's the goal.
Is that realistic, though?
Anything's realistic, Randall. Like, look, we didn't think we were playing in the cloud. Look, we can play in the cloud.
There's apparently wireless mice that have very close to wired mice in terms of like latency now. And things like that.
But that's a separate tech, because that's literally a few feet away from each other.
Hey, I'm just saying what people are like, yo, only wired mice. Here, refresh on that.
Gotcha.
Speaking of refresh your library on Steam and buy another copy of Scoob.
Oh my god. So yeah, it's just difficult because, like, one, especially for people who, like, you need to have every button you press be transmitted so it doesn't miss any input.
Frames are
And
important.
you have to keep in mind, anytime you move that stick left, right, or whatever, that's information needs to be sent. If you stand stagnant for too long, it needs to send he hasn't pressed anything. So if they're trying to match, oh, did he press something at this frame? When it does that quick evaluation, like when I was talking about the rollback stuff, it's doing comparisons between time. It's like, oh, did he press something here? When did he, with like button click logs, to be like, so they can roll back if something didn't appear right, they'll just fix it. Oh, he pressed it at this time. And then they'll fix it for you as fast as possible on screen. So sometimes you'll see it, like if you hit a button and it'll quickly come back because it's trying to sync up states, like game states at the same time. Your game state and somebody else's that's running in parallel. And that's happening so fast. And games that move quick, like Marvel's netcode, I'm surprised I'm not surprised it's trash. The amount of shit that happens in that game, trying to keep all of that in sync, nah, bro. And the amount of button press, like it's...
The Skullgirls is a lot of stuff going on. GGPO. The game came out in 2012, 2011. That was one of the best netcodes, all I'm saying.
Does it matter if it's sprites versus polygons? Does that weigh in on?
No, all it sends is data. It doesn't send visual stuff. That take up too much bandwidth. All it takes is like game states. Where's the player? Has he played? Has he hit a button? When did he hit a button? Like, it's things like that. Or it depends. They might implement it in a way where it's just commands. Like, oh, they'll send over this character did this move, so it'll update the state that from this point, hey, he did this move. So they'll just play it on your end and then try to sync the state of your reaction. Or again, it's off the brain berry here. So the way they implement is different.
You know, a lot of models are done digitally via computer, but Skullgirls is hand-drawn, and if you like hand-drawn like Cuphead, then you should go buy Skullgirls.
I'm trying to figure out who's worse, you with Stadia or him with Skullgirls.
Brian's been promoting Skullgirls longer than me, I guess. So.
Well, yeah, but that it's not about the time. It's about like how enthusiastic and persistent.
Randall,
Oh,
have you bought Remnant yet?
Oof. You have a new challenger approaches.
I don't think he's as
Kelsey,
bad as you.
he's saving up for Skullgirls 4-pack. That's why he hasn't bought Remnant yet. He's gonna buy 4 copies.
But isn't that still cheaper than Remnant?
Probably. Good game, affordable price. It'd be stupid not to buy. Milestones.
It'll change your life.
I was on a Discord for Tekken, and I was asking a bunch of people, and everybody was saying that there's more people on PSN than PC. But I heard the reverse a couple of like a week or so ago.
Aren't those
More
numbers
people on PSN than PC?
for Tekken 7 specifically?
Oh.
Not like in general.
Yeah.
Do they not release those numbers? Like, there's like on their page, it doesn't show like server statuses with like who's playing what.
I would imagine maybe so. I didn't look it up though.
I know.
On Steam you can, but I don't know about Play.
Well, I don't know then. I know. EA Battlefield back in I think Battlefield 4 days. Like their site will tell you the amount of active players on each platform. So
Okay.
I think Bungie does it now too for Destiny.
I see some site. I don't know how accurate this is. It says in the last monthly active users. What does this mean?
For PSN or Steam?
for PSN. This isn't reliable. Yeah, it's not reliable. It's talking about basically, no, this isn't reliable. It's
Gotcha.
trying to tell me there's 6 million people playing Tekken. That's definitely not the case.
Too. They think that there's 6.3 million people as of May 10th.
Yeah, no.
So that's not the case. You don't believe it? I mean, or
I keep
yeah.
seeing people say like it takes forever to find a match on PSN
It does.
Steam.
Randall can attest. He was streaming it a couple days ago, or 2 weeks ago.
Have you tried playing on PC since you bought it?
No, not yet.
No. Buy Skullgirls then.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there's potential there's going to be a weekly online tournament for Tekken coming soon.
Oh, there you go, Randall. You can sharpen up those knives.
So on PC, apparently, Tekken 7 has an average of about 3,000 players.
On a
For
monthly
fighting game,
average?
that's pretty good.
Yeah, peak players can get up to around 7,000, but the average seems to be between 2 and 3.
Are you on Steam charts?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go, Randall. You can get up to 7,000 people you can body. I mean, or like Brian said, buy Skullgirls.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, there's
yeah.
less players than Skullgirls on Steam, but
Players
How
on-
much is it now? $10?
$10,
On Steam?
You want all the characters? It'll cost you in total $25. If you want trial missions, that's part of the upgrade. You get fully voiced story. You get some trial missions. You get fucking every character. You even get a color palette pack. Which color do you want? There's like 25 per character. Pick one, Jack.
And they're all inspired by other fighting games.
What department do
Yeah.
you work in again?
All of them.
He's marketing
Oh, okay, marketing.
and PR and public relations. Sorry. Gotta say the whole
I'm just
thing.
an intern, actually.
Oh, Dad, you don't only get paid.
That sucks. They have like 3 hats on and you're only getting paid for none of them.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Buy it.
Speaking of unfortunate, so I was streaming Plague Tale over the weekend, right? Trying to get that story mode done. Why are you laughing?
because I watched you try and play it, and then I watched Bryant try and play it. Keyword there is try.
So I got to chapter 14, where I'm not going to spoil it for all the heavy viewers of the series. But
Is this the game you're talking about? Is with the girl and her little brother?
yeah.
Okay.
So you get to a part where
Don't speak.
it's not going to be a spoiler, where you think the game's not going to break on you, and then I open the door to a room where a man walks through, right? And then in front of me is no polygons. And then I approach it like, is this supposed to be just an open area I can look and see the outer world? Nope. I walk to the edge. Don't fall down yet. I look to my left, and I see more geometry over there. As if I was behind objects. So, you know, the culling face where it doesn't render the backside to save
Their back face.
performance? I'm just seeing through like 7 different fucking buildings. And I'm like, that's odd. Do I have to go through the door that man went through? Walk to the other side. I can turn the camera and see inside that room. He's just standing there. The room is as big. It's like from me to you, and it's just a square. And he walked in, and he's just standing there. There's nothing else in the room. And I'm like, okay, this has to be bugged, right? So I go back where I came from. Door was wide open. That should have been my hint.
This is
they
on
usually
PC.
close it. Yeah, this is what happened to me while I was recording. Fucking at chapter 14 out of 17. Okay. And I go back, and I'm like, okay, then maybe I'm messing up. The other door he came from, maybe. Now, when he walked in the other one, maybe I have to open that. No prompt. I'm like, do I just fall down and hopefully it'll reset me? I fall down, and I'm in space. Nothing below me, to my sides. I can look up to Jesus for help, and my camera just swirls. I'm just sitting there. My character's like, what do we do now, Jack? You tell me. So I'm like, let me just start the chapter over, right? No problem. Hit start, restart from checkpoint. Comes up, chapter 14. From the checkpoint, I'm like, cool, let's do this. So we start loading. And loading. This is all on stream, by the way. Loading. I'm like, man, it's taking a lot longer to load than last time. And then the game closes.
It closes.
Yep, right to the next thing I see is my desktop. No error message, just we're done. Okay.
You don't even deserve a response.
Nothing. Why would I need that? So I'm like, oh, let's launch this game up again. And maybe it's just a weird fluke, right? It happens. I stopped my recording because who wants to see me rage out at this thing fucking going to the desktop? Main menu loaded up. I'm like, cool. So my save's not corrupted. I still see it's on there. You can select, like, there's like 3 save slots. And I picked mine. Loaded up, nothing. I'm like, all right, continue. The little animation of a car going by and then the rats fucking fleeing. Chapter 14. And this time, usually when you load if you load in and you weren't playing in succession, it tells you underneath the chapter the things that's happened so far. Like, oh, you know how like the scrolling text in Star Wars?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit like that. It's like, oh, in chapter 14, we're here. So you're not completely lost in the narrative. I'm like, oh, okay. Looks like it's working. And we wait. More loading. And then back to the desktop.
What the heck? Oh my god!
This is a fully released game, isn't it? Like this
It's
is
been
not
a year.
Beta.
It literally,
Yeah.
like, I remember distinctly on stream saying, oh shit, this came out a year to the day. I was streaming it like on its birthday. And I'm like, okay, I'll try one more time, right? 3 strikes and you're out kind of thing, right? We all grew up with baseball. Launched it up. Again, no problem. Main menu came up. I could pick a different save. Cool. Loaded my save up. And we're waiting. And waiting. This time, the longest we waited at this point. Like, longer than the first time it crashed. The second time it crashed, it was quick. Now I'm waiting and waiting. And then back to desktop. So my immediate action was obviously delete the game. So I deleted it. And I'm like, I gotta finish it. 1, because I want to know how the story ends. 2, I hate leaving a series unfinished. And I already have like 2 or 3 on YouTube that I have unfinished. I'm not gonna add to that. So I'm like, damn it. I want to see if they had it on Xbox Game Pass. Like on the Xbox side, right? So I go and check the Xbox Game Pass. I go to all games on the Game Pass, right? Nowhere to be found.
The game is nowhere to be found.
It was found on PC because it's the PC Game Pass. But
Yeah.
the Xbox one, they manage 2 different catalogs because some
Yeah.
games don't come out on PC. Or on game, and vice versa. But the game did come out on Xbox. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, oh, there goes that idea. I guess I'm not finishing this game. And then...
It's on sale. You
No,
can
wait,
get
hold
DLC on
wait,
sale
wait,
too.
wait. This story time's not over, Kelsey. We're not done yet. So then I'm like, there's no way. Like, this game is not a like PC exclusive. I know it's on Xbox. So I open up the browser, right? I'm just going through Xbox.com. I'm like, let me check to see if it's on there. And I go to Game Pass, right? I select only Game Pass games and filter A Plague Tale. And it shows up for both. It's on PC and Xbox Game Pass. So I should have access to this, right? So I'm like, I must have missed it. I'm an idiot. I'm old. I can't read correctly. I must have missed it. And I can't see the image of the cover, apparently. I have to go check again. So I go check. I go to my apps and my games, subscriptions, Xbox Game Pass, view all games. Nowhere to be found. So I'm like, all right. Let me just search for the game specifically.
At this point, Brian's probably like messing with your computer.
Yeah, like at this point, I'm like, who's fucking with me? So I search for it, and voila, it pops up. And it's like, oh, you can install it. It's on the Game Pass. So why didn't you show up when I went to all games on Game Pass? It starts with an A.
It's because it's a movie.
So I downloaded it. Hold on, Brian.
Did you-
Wait. So a lot of Game Pass games that you launch on the Game Pass we usually release with cross save. This is what I had in mind when I thought about this idea. So I downloaded it on the Xbox, launch it up, and it then asked me to pick a slot for my save. Can anybody guess what was missing from those 3 slots?
Skullgirls.
You're not wrong. That is, Skullgirls was definitely missing. My save.
What?
So it doesn't cross save. So if you played it on PC, even though from the PC Game Pass, it doesn't save to Xbox servers. So I am not on chapter 11 of 17 on the Xbox one. I replayed most of the game. Now I'm warning everyone ahead of time. If I get to chapter 14
And the same thing
same thing happens, I have to call support. Like, I'm calling someone who worked on this game.
They just recently released an update for this too, I think.
I don't know.
Maybe that's what the update was for.
I hope that's their answer when I call them. We just recently released an update. It probably messed it up. I hope that's their answer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw, because like you were having these problems, and
Brian says he can't even run it. So I'm like,
No. I can run the game. OBS doesn't obey me.
that's
It runs
weird.
fine on mine. I look at OBS and it's like I'm lagging.
And you're doing game capture or display capture?
My display.
Are you running the game full screen or full screen bordered?
I tried both.
And it did it both times. Bruh, I got nothing.
What the weirdest part is, it runs at maybe half a frame an hour regularly. I left it on the main menu with the rats and it would still do that. I alt-tab from the game. Beautiful.
Flawless. Are you running OBS in admin mode?
I
I
don't
told him
know.
to do that, and he tried it. It still didn't work.
Oh, okay. Because now you have to run OBS in admin mode until they
So
get a fix.
This game's got 16,517 reviews. It has 94% of them as positive.
No, don't get me wrong. The storytelling is fantastic. The
Yeah, but I mean,
gameplay is, but like,
You were like having shit tons of problems with it. So
it was-
I find it hard to believe that you like if more people were having this problem, it should not be getting such a good rating.
again, maybe they all played it on the Xbox version. Like, if I get to chapter 14 and it runs flawless, that means everyone on PC only got to 14 and
I
stopped.
thought you could only review a game if it was in your list.
What?
I thought you could only review a game if it was in your Steam library.
Oh, you're right. Well, I remember I didn't play it on Steam. I played it on from the Game Pass thing.
I'm playing it on Steam.
Oh, then never mind. That's also then I have
Because I
nothing.
bought the game. And in like the next month or whatever, it's like, oh, it's on Game Pass.
You know what's not on Game Pass that you should buy? Skullgirls.
There you go.
Oh, I thought you were
Buy
gonna say-
Skullgirls. Let me get some Skullgirls in the chat, dude. And some rocks.
We have some people who can put rocks in the chat now.
Yeah.
And that's that story. So yeah, I will be finishing Plague Tale. I just need to catch up to where the game bugged out on me, and I'll finish it that way.
I'm only at the beginning of chapter 4, and I'm already like, this should have just been a movie.
Yeah, like story, the plot, like the world building, the narrative, great. I like it.
What's wrong
I like
with the controls?
It's not the controls. It's just gameplay gets it's like it suffers from Last of Us syndrome.
Well, even less, though. I don't know if anything picks up, but where I am, this guy could murder me. I'm gonna throw a rock so he doesn't see me and I'm gonna walk by.
It's more of that, but different ways to handle that.
Oh, no.
So you have a wheel full of shit. Well, you
Yeah.
get different things, and they just start giving. It's like a puzzle at that point. How do I get through this without getting murdered?
Is one of them a tomahawk?
No, not from to like
Then
not
what's
where
the
I'm at.
point?
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, I
installed,
guess.
I guess. I'll watch it.
Well, ADLRplays.com.
Fuck you.
Okay,
You didn't have Skullgirls content.
that's true. I don't think I do.
Ooh, that's our 100th. Everybody plays Skullgirls.
No, we're not doing that.
I guess I'm out of this podcast.
Pleasure having me.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the
So
game.
the controls
It's
are
just
mundane.
I literally played to get to see what's gonna happen next. I've already after Brian said after chapter 4, after like the first couple of chapters, I'm like I get it.
Oh, everything is repetitive.
Yeah, you're sneaking most of the time.
That's what doesn't make sense to me, because the beginning, isn't she trying to be a knight?
She's
Isn't
learning
that
from
the
her. I guess
whole-
spoilers, but like yeah, her and her father. Like the point is she wants to be one, and her father's like she's royalty. So
Yeah.
like she wants to be as big as her dad, and
So that's what I don't get. Like, I thought she's running away because she doesn't know what the hell is going on. Later on, she starts hacking them down. But if you're telling me it's just this time, I have an entire baby panda, and I'm gonna throw it out to distract them.
It's a lot of it's a different way. Like you'll learn to manipulate the rats. You'll learn to
Oh shit! And
like
and point, and then they
What?
eat people.
no, and then there's stuff where you can take help get the armor off the guys with armor, so you can actually attack them. Like it's stuff like that. It's nothing. Most of it is sneaking. How can I get by? That's basically it. Now, granted, it's not like boring. It's just after a while, I'm like, especially when I know I'm reaching the end of the game, I'm like, yes, I get to know what's going on, and all these people, and then you start like introducing new characters. And you're like, oh, he's cool or she's cool and that stuff, and then I'm like, I'm just playing like, oh, next cutscene, because I'm watching it in French because it takes place in France and you're able to switch the language, and I think it just
I'm gonna do
sounds a lot better than the English one because I tried the first chapter in English, and I'm like, no,
The only thing I liked was the way she said the dog's name. She said Leon. I'm like, that's my boy already.
that's how she says it in French. It's Leon
Yeah, but all right. You got
and
me.
Luca. Like the French acting is fantastic.
I'm gonna do that because the English one is nobody good looking.
Maybe it's because I don't understand what like the pronounce like how to actually speak French, so I just like, oh, that sounds like French to me. But like,
Si vous plaît, Eiffel Tower.
it's a lot of that.
croissant.
But it's a way that it matches the facial animation in a way where it still emotes in the appropriate way, and the tone is fine. And like when
Which
it's
one
an
of
angry
them-
French person, and when it's like a sad French person.
Which one? Which one's like Jojo? Which one says that?
There's you start to learn a bit of the French after hearing a lot of the stuff over and over. Yeah, like I'm full-fledged French person now, right? No.
I mean, that's how it was with DOA with Japanese. I know how to say, let's get started. Just because
How do you say
the
it?
girl that does the snake thing is in it, Hajime Uka. Something like that.
Okay, I can't confirm or deny. So, like, all right, Brian knows Japanese, so we'll
Yeah,
go
that
with
means
that.
Anthony's a bum and he should play Skullgirls, is what they told me.
Did they add crossplay for net play or no?
For Skullgirls?
Yeah.
No
Okay.
crossplay yet. You know what? Maybe they'll add that. And when they do, whatever console they add to the crossplay, it's on Switch too. So if you like PC, not for me. PS4, I just sold it, but I have a Switch. Skullgirls is on Switch.
All right, so here's the actual question. So, Brian, what if it comes out on Stadia? You buying a copy on Stadia?
Yeah.
Oh,
Should I just tell you?
God, he's gonna own a copy on every platform.
If crossplay.
if
works
crossplay.
like that.
Got it. Okay.
If it works, then I have to buy it on Stadia, I have to buy it on Switch.
Oh my
And then you
God.
will own it on everything.
Yeah.
So at any point in time, if he's out and about, he's got his Switch ready to throw hands, and
Yeah.
his phone because he can Stadia. And then if he's at home, he's got his PC and his PC. So like he's ready to go. Okay.
But, I mean, among top 3 best fighting games to ever come out, in my opinion.
You originally sold your PlayStation for Switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Speaking
that's,
of
that's good. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was gonna say that's pretty much a good move in his situation. We barely play the console unless it was like an exclusive or I had it on Game Pass, and that would be the Xbox, not the PS4. Like he didn't touch the PS4 unless it was maybe a fighting game.
Yeah, for
Let's
Dragon
be
Ball.
honest.
And
You guys
then
haven't been playing anything on the console since we stopped playing Rock Band.
Dragon
those
Ball
are-
I originally played on there.
For Brian's case, it's Dragon Ball. For me, I think you're right on point. After Rock Band, like I stopped using consoles for the most part, except for exclusives.
Titanfall, Anthony. You not remember Titanfall?
Oh my god. Oh, speaking of which, I bought it. It was on sale. I bought it on PC.
I was gonna say, the same day that I was blessed with the Skullgirls knowledge, I think they also announced the new Paper Mario.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
it
true.
comes out. What pisses me off about it, right, is they know that I have to play Skullgirls in June or July, whatever the fuck this game comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Paper Mario comes out that same month.
Did you play any of the previous Paper Marios?
Yeah, I don't remember which one. It was one of them for GameCube I rented and beat, and I really liked it.
Okay.
So yeah,
I
that's
tried.
why I'm buying this one.
I gave Super Mario RPG a try, and I'm like, I
I didn't get
can't.
to beat it.
I played a bit of it, and I'm like, this isn't. I
Super
go to
Mario RPG,
Yeah, it's a
the SNES.
yeah, it's a critically renowned game, and I get it. If
Yeah,
you're an
it's
RPG fan,
amazing.
like, I
It
can't.
was good.
When I go to Mario, I go for platforming, and like,
It
like,
is a turn-based.
Yeah.
It is like Final Fantasy, turn-based RPG where you find weapons, upgrades, and everything's action-based.
yeah, like, and I think that's how Paper Mario works, right?
The combat, yeah, but it's like it's active. So, if you ever play Mario and Luigi games, the Superstar Saga or whatever it
No,
was,
I never.
when you have to press the button at the right time when you're about to hit them or dodge them to do like more damage or dodge it and take no damage or stuff like that.
Gotcha. Just because that's usually why I stay away from those. Because when I go to Mario, I go for like the platforming, the running around, jumping, and like forward dash jumping, and the hat stuff in Odyssey, like the water thing
Galaxy,
and sunshine, like all that stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool, quirky stuff, like mobility, cool ways to move around the world.
Galaxy took me to space, and then they're like, you know what? Don't worry about Peach, Rosalina. I was like, that's a wife right there.
Isn't she like 2 years old?
What?
Isn't she like 4 years old?
She's she's a whole grown ass queen.
Oh, I didn't know.
She reads bedtime stories to little stars, Anthony. The little Lumas.
Yeah.
She reads bedtime stories to them.
During the day?
She doesn't know. I mean, it's always nighttime. It's space.
Then they have work to do. Why are they trying to go to sleep?
Because it doesn't matter. Because she's her own lady. She's not, oh, save me, Mario. She does whatever the fuck she wants. She's in space with her own planet station. And she's reading stories to stars. When did Peach do that? Never. By Skullgirls. But what I was going to say was, I didn't get to beat Super Mario RPG. Because remember those old laptops we had, Anthony?
Yeah, the HPs.
So mid-save, it just shut off. So it corrupted my save.
Oof.
You know what other game I didn't get to beat for the same reason?
Super Mario.
Chrono Trigger.
Oof. Oh, Kelsey, speaking of which, have you heard of Sea of Stars?
Sea of Stars.
Yeah, it's
I feel like I was looking at that just the other day.
yeah, they announced it recently from the people who made The Messenger, I think it was. They were making their own RPG and it's like Chrono Trigger inspired. Great artwork.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be an RPG.
Yes, I was looking at this. It looked really cool.
I think it was Sea of Stars. I'm not sure if I'm right on the name, but
it is Sea of Stars.
The game, Anthony, that you shared, what was it called? Like
The Crucible?
Blightland? No, Blightland? Something like that?
Blightland?
It was like last week. I'm scrolling up. Hold on.
Okay.
You can keep talking. Oh, I'm looking for. Where did you put it?
Since I already mentioned it. I guess.
Blightbound. It's published by Devolver Digital.
Yeah.
The people who made this made Awesome Nuts.
Yeah. The 3-player co-op
that's
thing
cool.
that Randall asked how many players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I posted it because it was made by the people who made Awesome Nuts.
That's good. They've reviewed the Crucible game, and people are saying it's like the shooting team version of League. That's what they're comparing it to.
There's like 3 different modes though. That
Oh.
like, they play differently. So it's yes and kind of no.
They already show all the characters because Randall asked me if there's a main, but I didn't watch your video.
On the site, they have all that information.
Oh,
And it comes out this week, so I don't know when we'll have time to give it a
it
try.
comes out
but
tomorrow, I think.
yeah, it's tomorrow.
We're playing Halo, or are we playing
Yes,
this?
sir. That was what the last time we talked about was tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. We good on? We can move on here. What are y'all doing? What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking like how many more people don't own Skullgirls and they could buy it because it's $10.
I was waiting for it.
Sounds like an Injustice brand. Similar to the Injustice done to Richard Jewell. That's called an expert.
I got really excited because I didn't read the document or I didn't know where the Injustice was coming from. So I thought you either caught up in the comics or somehow you just leaked Injustice 3. I thought
like I had
those two things.
like I had info or something about Injustice 3.
Yeah, and then he gave me that bullshit I don't understand.
I'm sure they're just working on maybe bringing that over to other platforms. Like I'm sure everyone's in engine rework mode to make sure they can hit the specs for near launch window of the new systems. So you might get like a port over from like Injustice 2 or maybe like an Injustice something.
Give me a third game. I think the only reason they did this DLC for MK the way they did it was just more content so they can keep people satiated on that while they're working on the next game for the next Unreal. But okay, back to your movie.
Gotcha. All right, so Richard Jewell. Came out 2019. Story about the Atlanta bombing. I don't remember what year it was on, but maybe the trailer here will show it. But it's about a dude who spots a bomb on a backpack during the Olympics. I think it is some performance during the Olympics that happened in Atlanta. And the first person that the FBI suspect is him. Thinking he might be a person who's like, oh, this is my chance to be a limelight. He placed the bomb there, so et cetera, et cetera. He has Sam Rockwell as his lawyer, and Kathy Bates as his mom, John Hamm as the FBI investigator, or I guess like some head of the some team, maybe whatever he was. Kathy Bates. Did I say Bays? Anyway, and then Olivia Wilde as a reporter trying to just get the story. Performances, great. Sam Rockwell doing great stuff. Kathy Bates doing great stuff. This big dude, forgot his name. He was in I, Tonya. He played the dumb big dude in I, Tonya.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
that fake FBI agent.
Yeah. Whoops, I hit my mic. Does a great job in it. The acting fantastic, writing great. It's all based on a true story, but I don't know much about the true story, so I don't know what they've changed or shed light on that wasn't not. Like I don't know much of the details. Directed by Clint Eastwood. This movie does a good job of keeping you on the fence, whether or not he did do the things that he's being accused of. He's always wanted to be a law enforcement officer, going from security to security job. More and more stuff starts piling up on him, and like ways to accuse him of like placing the bomb there to begin with. It always, me personally watching it, there's still like some doubt. Like I'm like, maybe he did. There's still a maybe. Like this doesn't end with he definitely didn't do this. And the movie does a good job of just keeping you on that fence. On my point of view, acting's great. Again, writing's great. I highly recommend watching it. Dope. That's all I really got. Did you guys know anything about this event?
No, I don't. When did this take place?
I know it's in Atlanta during an Olympics here, so maybe in the 90s? I don't remember what year specifically.
I don't know anything about this.
Does anyone else feel like John Hamm is slowly becoming himself in every movie?
Oh, like he just plays himself? Paul Walter Hauser, that's his name, I think. This is a big dude's name. Maybe, kind of. It depends. For the serious roles, kind of. But when he's just like the comedy stuff and he's being really wacky, it definitely is a different side.
In terms of like, I don't know if it's a serious role, but the one with Chris Hemsworth, the hotel.
Oh, the night at the Alum, the not battle royale, at the El Royale or something, when Chris Hemsworth was walking around without a shirt the whole time.
Yeah.
Or the button-up
he was
shirt.
interesting, but I don't know, every other one, I just see him trying to sell me an ad. I don't know why.
Because he did it very well for 7
Yeah.
years. I think it was 7 seasons. He was in Baby Driver and he did fine.
Yeah, it's not that he's doing bad. It's just that he's good at playing himself. It feels like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Then-
even in, I think about it now. One of my favorite episodes from Black Mirror is the White Christmas. Even then, he still feels like the same kind of guy.
Gotcha. You don't think he doesn't disappear in the role like you? Oh, that's John Hamm.
Yeah.
Then
He's
you
not,
might- It might be the same for you if you watch this.
What's his name? There's a movie we recently saw, or
Gyllenhaal.
like last year.
Gyllenhaal.
Not Gyllenhaal, yeah, because he was not the dude from Nightcrawler. I didn't see Gyllenhaal at all there.
I'm telling you.
I don't think I've ever felt more uncomfortable for an entire movie than I have in that movie.
It's just a great plot. Good writing.
You're a great plot.
Thanks. I don't even know if that's like. Is that a? Okay. Where am I going with this? Yeah, that's it, man. I highly recommend watching it. It's a nice
Is it a
thriller.
long movie?
I don't know the runtime. Hold on. I can tell you the runtime. 2 hours and 11 minutes, obviously, not like years or anything.
Oh,
Just in case. And that's about it, dude. And then we've rounded up the week with watching Scoob, since it came out on digital release first on Friday.
I was looking at the Crucible trailer where he's going through every character,
Yeah.
and I was leaning towards a character that Randall said, but then I got to a character where they literally said she has a harpoon gun. And I've been rallying for one of those in a lot of games for years now, so I don't.
Sounds like it's a harpoon gun for you then.
Yeah.
You can also just try both of them and see, like, why is it always
Yeah.
like, I don't know who I'm going to try? Just try both.
It's because I had to decide who I want to try first. I had
What
to put
does
the
it-
cue in my head.
What does it matter?
Yeah.
You say yeah?
Yeah.
So, Randall, you put on this list, you saw Scoob. Do you have any ties to, like, watching old Scooby-Doo cartoons, old Hanna-Barbera stuff, like the Blue Falcon stuff, or Space Ghost, or, like, that whole world?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think? What do you mean,
I'm thinking to myself whether or not I will recommend this movie.
Well, let's start with what you liked. Oof. We're going to have different takes, aren't we?
This was an animated version, right? This wasn't another live action.
No, this is all CG.
There's a live action.
Oof. There's live action ones, Randall.
Unfortunately.
There's it stars
Freddie Prinze
What's his
Jr.
name?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
yeah,
is in
Freddie
it.
Prinze Jr. Isn't the girl from Buffy in it too?
Yes. Yeah, I
And the
remember
girl
Sarah
was in-
Sarah Michelle Gellar? Question mark?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I gotta look it up.
And the lady that was in Mad Men as the neighbor that is really attractive. She's Velma, and I was like, yo, I do things to Velma. Like buy her Skullgirls. It's $9.99.
Wow.
Yeah, so Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, Matthew Lillard plays Shaggy, and Linda Cardellini plays Velma.
That's for the live action stuff.
I think there's apparently Isla Fisher's in it too.
And the live action ones?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember that.
She's in one of them. I think she's one of those people that gets corrupted and then they turn into satanic monkey looking things.
I'll take your word for it. With
Say,
all
what
this
do you think,
extra,
Randall?
yeah, well, all this extra time we just bought you, Randall. I hope you were thinking of the one thing you liked, I guess.
No, I was paying attention to what you guys were saying.
So you didn't put any thought into one thing you liked. All right, I guess I'll start with what I liked because Randall's just gonna his way until we end this.
He's just waiting for you to go, and he's like, yeah, "That's what I thought."
I watched a bunch of the old Scooby Doo things with Brian at my side as a kid. They did a sequence here that I have to praise them for. Is like they remade the opening sequence of those old.
Yeah, I like that part.
Scoop Randall, you had your chance. You had your chance.
I'm joking.
Where are you?
Like that was recreated in 3D, and seeing those like old, like
The
villains recreated in 3D was a hit right in nostalgia. The song was different, but
Did you
still
get
had the same.
emotional a little bit inside?
No, it's a good nostalgic. You're like, oh shit, I remember we used to sit down and watch that shit on our crappy TV when it came on, and we see a lot of reruns. Like the Don Knotts episode always comes to mind when they had special guests, like celebrity guests. Like
I love Don Knotts in that.
Yeah, like they. Go ahead, Brian. You had something to say?
They had I believe it's a Scooby Doo. Maybe I'm just making shows up in my head where they had a Josie and the Pussycats episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Okay.
That's all part of the same like world. So it's cool to see that. And I guess I don't know if the trailer spoils it or not, but Blue Falcon's a huge part of this movie. So they still have that world. I guess there is still that world in here. So you might maybe in a sequel see other people from what is it, Hanna-Barbera stuff or.
They could do the fucking, I forget what it's
Hanna-Barbera,
called,
sorry.
but the group of people with the Jeep and it goes, and it talks like that.
The villain for that is the villain here. Remember?
Yeah,
he's
the
in.
guy with the...
Yeah, he's the villain in this. So I'm like, oh, okay. So they can open it up for Bugsy. I think it's the car that they're talking about, Brian, is Bugsy.
I want to say it so, but when you say Bugsy, I think of Kirby.
Let me see. Bugsy car. Nope, it's not Bugsy. Maybe Bubsy?
Bubsy sounds like
No,
something from Courage.
Should be Bugsy. From the other the Street Machine? No.
Speed Buggy?
Speed Buggy. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like the orange speed buggy. And yeah, that's I don't know. Besides seeing those characters in this, a nostalgic hit. That I like the animation. It's weird at first because it's a very vibrant art style, but I think it works for what this is. They bring back a bunch of the gags that they would use in the animated show, like the hallway thing where they were running in each side. Like they have those kind of gags that you've seen before. The gags were like Scooby and Shag, like in the middle of a chase, they start disguising themselves as someone else and then talks to the villain to like slow down the pace and to make the joke or whatever. Like all that's in here. So like go ahead, Brian. Look, you have a lot of questions.
Do they ever do heads I win, tails you lose?
I don't remember if they did. Did they do? They didn't flip a coin in this.
Unwatch the movie.
They might have, and that might have been a reference that just slipped past me, but that would be a good one to add. But yeah, I don't.
I'm looking at the clip and I'm just like, this looks adorable.
Yeah, like I said, the art style is very. It looks kiddie and stuff, but it works because then you'll have like the villain side or like when you see Blue Falcon's suit.
Oh, this dude was flipping out over.
Blue Falcon, like that's the suit I want. Blue Falcon looks dope in this.
You like that suit?
That suit is fire, dude.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Blue from is it from that
from this movie,
movie?
yeah, like he looks dope. Yeah, that's just me though. There's some other surprising like cameos on here that come in from different characters. Randall flipped out over one of them. He's not gonna say who, but he can't think of one thing that's good. But he's over here flipping out because a character came up.
Who was it?
I don't want to spoil it because it's one of those you're like, oh, they went okay. They didn't dig deep, but they're like, oh, okay. For people who knows who this is, He makes an appearance and
Two
voiced
things
by
popped up.
something that you are not gonna believe.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I don't
it's-
know if I would have had him do his.
I would. It's funny. Well, mostly because
Clearly
I
it was
find him
voiced by
funny.
Bryan Cranston.
I'd recommend not look it up because
I'm not
I was
gonna
expecting, when I saw him, I was expecting to hear the original voice or something very close to it.
Oh, it's a boy.
well, yeah, Randall. Look, you're leak. You're just a
What?
leaker, dude. You just leak information, dude.
I've never said that I was a vault when it comes to this stuff. When it comes to
Animation.
movies and stuff like that, like I want to talk as freely as possible. I only restrict myself because of you guys.
Well, don't restrict your wallet. Go buy Skullgirls now.
Oh my god.
And then, like, that's the only thing I didn't like about the movie, and it's just a minor gripe. It's just the original voice actors for the Scooby Gang. It's voiced by like not the same people, but they did well. Like they sounded like
Oh,
Shaggy sounded like Shaggy, Scoob sounded like Scoob, Fred and all. They sounded like that's what they would sound like. It's just hearing the originals would have been that last, you know what I'm saying? That like the little spice you could have added for the
Yeah,
nostalgia. hit.
it's really hard to like replace characters, especially for the people that like grew up with that.
Yeah.
Like, no. You know what Fred sounds like.
Yep.
You know what Daphne sounds like. You know what Velma and Shaggy sound like.
So I mean, they sound fine. Like they sound like they're not the same voices, but they sound like Shaggy and they sound like Scooby. So I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. But if I had my wish list, I would have been like to have those OG voice actors. I don't even know if they're all still with us or not, but
I don't know. That's a good question.
that would be my only gripe. It's just the voice actors, but it's not a gripe. It's just like I preferred to hear the old ones. And that's it. I recommend it. It's a wholesome film. Literally, I think anyone of any age can watch it and enjoy it. It's got kind of adult humor in it. Well, more like teenager humor in it, and then kid humor, obviously, with the animation. You can tell about it, a bunch of it.
I think adult humor in kid shows is the best because kids aren't gonna fucking recognize that stuff. Like, do you have any idea how dirty the Saturday morning cartoons were? Like Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy,
Johnny
Cat
Bravo.
Dog, like all those. Like I
And-
went back and watched some of the episodes, and people like releasing, fan theories and did you actually know and all this stuff. Like Rocco worked for a sex hotline. For like $1.99, he'll blow your mind. It's literally written there on the board. I watched that show for years, never once put that together.
Because that's how it works. It's tastefully done. It's hidden there, so it's not like overtly like, oh, here's the joke. So the people who are paying attention can get it. It's like back, I didn't know that was a thing until like I saw those clips you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else. Randall, did you think of anything to say about
You
this?
said it all.
Besides, yeah, did I say it all?
Yeah.
I said multiple things that I like. So why didn't you think of any of those?
I don't know.
Great input.
I don't know what I couldn't really think of anything like that really stuck out to me. It was a good movie. It just wasn't like, you usually when I really like a movie, you can
To the
tell.
mic.
I usually have a lot to say, but it
Can
was
we
just like
replace him with your dog.
No,
Just teach your dog to bark on command.
no.
No, fuck
Jeez.
Forrest.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's all we got for this week. Like we can just. It's already an hour and 18. We got new releases this week.
I meant to listen to an album, but time passed by and I didn't get to.
I feel that.
I was trying to listen to Haley Williams.
It seems like that's an extension of an older EP that came out earlier this year.
Oh, I didn't listen to that song.
'Cause I listened to that and I'm like, oh, that's like one or two good songs. And then I started hearing it again. And I'm like, I've heard this already. She just added more tracks and then made it an album. Not that it's a bad thing, but that's that. All right, peeps. No, I checked the fan mail. There was nothing in there. So, skipping right over to that. Notable releases this week.
What was that?
I don't know. He said something. He made a
Said
noise.
fan mail.
Oh,
Oh. We got for movies. I need to find another source for digital releases because the link I have here is for like theatrical releases, and nothing's coming out in theaters because closed down. And for music, I did check this week, so Brian, look through that, see what you fancy anything on there. You're muted. For games, we got Maneater, which is where you play as a shark and you try to eat as many people and things as possible. Ember, which is a firefighting game where you play as a firefighter and you extinguish fires. We have Crucible, which is what we mentioned earlier. It's Amazon first game that's coming out tomorrow. Free to play,
It looks
I think.
pretty cool.
Yeah, like
Is it multiplayer?
Yeah, it has like a few modes for multiplayer too. And it's free to
4v4, I think.
That's one of the modes. And then you have 8v8, and then you have I think a 6v6.
So there's
So it's a. Yeah, so I was gonna ask too. There's not like a story mode. It's just.
Not that I'm
PvP.
aware of. It's just gonna
They
be a
say
multiplayer game.
They say that it's a at least the description on Steam is like, oh, a team game where you make choices. And like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Probably on the spot choices like kill him or run.
Yeah, it says Crucible is a free-to-play team-based PvP action shooter driven by the choices you make. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I think it's free to play, so
Yeah, it is.
anyone can just hop in and try it out. The Wonderful 101 gets a remastered. I think it's out today.
I want to play that.
Yeah, same. I missed out on it when it came out on Wii. And then the Saints Row, the third's getting, I think, another remastered. I thought it was already remastered, but getting a visual upgrade. I don't think it's being like overhauled or anything.
Just another cash grab.
Yeah, and then today I forgot to add it on here. Mafia 2 and 3 have remasters that are out. If you own the originals on Steam, Mafia 2, Mafia 3, you get the upgrade for free. And then Mafia 1 is getting a complete overhaul from the ground up, and that's coming out later on.
Say that one more time. If you own what, you get what for free?
If you own Mafia 2 or Mafia 3, you get the remaster that came out today. You should have gotten upgraded for free. So if you check your library, it should say remastered or deluxe or like a definitive edition or whatever.
Yeah, I have Mafia 2, but I don't own Mafia 3.
I recommend Mafia 3. We played through it through the hurricane, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we didn't play. I watched you and fell asleep in and out of the game, but it was pretty cool.
So if you recommend Mafia 3, do you recommend Skullgirls?
Yeah, I played
would.
Skullgirls. I learned combos in that. And it wasn't the best, but I took the time to learn some stuff with
Valentine.
Vampire something came in my head, and I'm like, that's not the character.
It's because you want Vampire Savior, aka Darkstalkers, to come back, but Capcom's disappointing.
I think I've played maybe a little bit of Darkstalkers. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it.
Was there a vampire game that was shown during that Xbox event thing?
Yeah, Masquerade.
Mm-hmm. It's like an RPG though, I think.
I want to play it, but it's a sequel to the first one. But I don't want to play the first one because it's like it aged hilariously bad. So I'm probably gonna like fucking.
Then you just look up the story or just watch someone play it.
That's what I'm gonna do. It also depends on when this game comes out, because if it even rhymes with September, I'm gonna have to skip it.
And that's it for releases this week. I think. Do you saw anything on music, Ryan, that you?
The 1975 is a band that I see a lot of people listen to, but I've only heard remixes of their stuff, so I don't know if their original stuff's good. I've seen the word Indigo Girls before. I don't know what their music sounds like.
Okay. And I got nothing else, people.
But if you want to listen to music that's already out,
Oh
go
my
and listen to the
God,
Skullgirls
here we go.
soundtrack. It's on fucking Spotify right now. One of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a fighting. Go listen to it.
I mean, this has
And then
good
buy
music.
the game
Actually.
for $9.99.
I do like the music in it, so I guess second that.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Yeah,
I'll fight you.
if you like big band stuff, like they do a good job, orchestra, like
Damn,
jazzy
speaking of
stuff,
Big Band,
and-
it's not just girl characters in Skullgirls. There's a DLC character named Big Band. You can buy them if you want. Buy the game, $9.99. Pussy.
why'd you have to attack them like that?
Because they don't own it yet.
Gotcha. That's it. Randall, what you doing this week, man?
Besides the obvious.
What's the obvious?
What's the buying
Buying
Skullgirls?
Skullgirls on
I already have Skullgirls, so I'm not rebuying it.
Oh, yeah? I don't see Zen 5 on Steam having it.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. What am I going to do this week? I am going to continue to work on my panels for Twitch. And... Yo. Wait, you can't hear me?
When you were talking just now, it didn't go up. So I don't know if they heard you even.
I heard
We
you,
heard
yeah.
you.
I heard you.
I'm like, the thing is like right here.
I'm just going through what OBS is
going
going with. And it didn't go up when you spoke, so.
What was I say? Twitch panels, and I don't know if that's going to take up my entire weekend or not, but if it doesn't.
It's a 3-day weekend, by the way.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's right. Monday's a holiday.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's Monday?
Memorial.
Day.
I wonder if we get that off.
I thought
Don't
everybody got
wonder.
that
Tell
off.
them you got it off.
Oh, wow, Brian. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, and then the whole day, you can already own Skullgirls and play it.
I do own Skullgirls.
No, what are you waiting for, Jack? Oh,
Randall, have you said you've been talking to ask questions about building like a gaming PC. Have you started putting parts together?
Anthony already did that.
Multiple times. I've sent him multiple lists of parts. Literally generations.
Multiple?
Yes. Like, I'm sure if you dig.
I think that you sent me parts for the PC that I have now, for like my art PC.
I want
for the
everyone. I
couple
want everyone to
times.
hear. To get
I'm pretty
this
sure I
straight.
still have it saved on my Amazon. And I think the PC that you built me previously wasn't for gaming, it was for art.
Randall, we've gone through different generations of hardware.
Okay.
You know how I know that? Because the last one I gave you was an Intel CPU. And this time I gave you an AMD one because it's cheaper.
And works just as well, if
yeah.
not better.
I know that for a
Like-
fact. I sent you multiple lists of PC parts.
AMD
build
has
for
been
your
blowing
gaming.
through the roof with all of their stuff. Like they actually released something that said that they're having trouble competing with themselves because the chips that they're releasing are going so far beyond their previous chips that they can't sell the stock that they have of the previous chips.
They're doing really well
So
I don't
they're
know.
like blowing the doors off of Intel right now.
in terms of cost per cost per performance. Yeah, there's
What do I have?
like you have what we're talking about.
Oh,
What do you have?
He said the
3700?
AMD.
Skullgirls, what about you?
Oh, he has the AMD. It's 8 cores, I think, with 16 threads. And AMD is a 30. I think it's 3790. I don't remember. Brian wanted to upgrade. I gave him a list. He bought it. We put it together.
Yeah. I told him what I needed. He gave me what I needed. I bought it. I got it. He put it together. See that trap right there, dude?
Nice.
That's not a trap. Buying Skullgirls because you're going to love it.
You want to hear Randall's version of that remix of that rap?
What? Yeah.
Yo, Anthony, give me that list. I give you lists and lists and lists and lists, and Randall just sleeps on it. That's
Oh,
his
shit.
version.
So what are you doing? You said you're working on panels.
And you said it's
Might
not gonna
take you all weekend.
all
If
3
not,
days.
Yeah.
Why do you? I hear like a judgment in your voice when you say it. All 3 days. So why? What's wrong with
Randall,
that? I'm
we would
drawing my
never
stuff.
judge
I'm
you.
what?
We would never judge you
That's a lie.
without being to
I
your
get
face.
My
judged
name's
when
not
I'm
Judy.
sleeping.
My
What?
name's not Judy, so I can't judge you.
Okay.
I like that line actually.
It's a bar.
Okay. What else, man?
Anything else you're trying to get done? If you finish this early, you trying to play anything besides Skullgirls?
You should install Tekken.
So yeah, do that too. That's your homework assignment. You know what else you should do, Randall? I'm telling you what you're doing now.
And you said you can install it on an external?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just have to set have the external plugged in, and then go to Steam until you want to set your Steam library in a different location, and then just set the location to be your external. If you want a specific folder in your external, just name like the folder Steam Games or whatever, and then use that as your Steam library, and you can tell it to install it there.
I'm expecting either a stream or some YouTube content from you by next podcast. That's your homework assignment. You laugh, but I have a sledgehammer.
I don't want to disappoint you, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that that's probably not going to happen.
Man,
But
I'm always disappointed. Then I turn to the Hulk.
but I will work on my panels diligently and try to have those done before the week is over. That way, that at least my channel would be presentable.
Doesn't have to be presentable.
That's to me.
Kelsey, don't go down this road.
See, there's always going to be division between you two and me because you guys are programmers and I'm an artist. So
No,
I want things.
true.
I want things to look appealing.
You can do.
I
all
want things
sorts
to
of
look
things to make it
appealing and
presentable.
colorful and all that stuff like that. All you guys care about is functionality.
I'm not
I
even a
want my
person,
shit to look
apparently.
good.
What?
Why I have this. I want my shit to look good.
Because you've never said anything, Brian. So that's why I didn't throw you in there. Only thing you've ever asked me to do is get stuff done. These
I
guys
told
is
you-
like just throw a piece of paper and some tape up there
bullshit.
with your
I've
name
sent
on
you
it
all
and
sorts
just
of links
stream.
about getting free Twitch overlays and things that you can start with. So that you
What?
can start streaming
See, that's what I'm
anytime you want.
saying. You're thinking about functionality. You're like, what's the quickest and easiest way I can get this done? I can go online and get some pre-made stuff and slap it on my channel, which is, I don't have a problem with people doing that. That's cool. There's a lot of stuff I've seen that's cool. But I want to make all my stuff. So that's why it's taking me longer.
You guys done?
I feel as though that you have something that you might want to say,
I've already said it.
but they didn't hear it, so maybe you need to reiterate.
So Kelsey, what are you doing?
I don't know. This week I'm not really sure.
Are you gonna be
What's
up for
that
Halo
obvious?
tomorrow, or
Do what?
are you gonna be up for Halo tomorrow?
I should be. I gotta talk. My dad's in town, so I
Oh,
gotta
okay.
find out when he wants to. We had lunch today. I don't know that we'll do dinner tomorrow, but I gotta also. Shannon's working late, so I probably should be fine to play. Um,
I mean, if not, let us know. We can just reschedule it.
yeah.
Do a drunk stream with your dad.
I don't know that I've ever seen my dad drunk.
All the more reason.
So, but yeah, I've been playing Remnant. I've been playing Final Fantasy 13-2. I still need to boot up Gears Tactics, play that. I did install what did I install recently? BioShock and The Witcher 2 and 3.
Okay, man, you're making
I
moves.
think
dude.
I think I still need to install not Dead Cells, Dead
Space.
Dead Space, yes. So I need to
The
install
first
Dead
and
Space.
second one only.
And you're going to play and beat all these games?
What do you mean first and second one? There's only two.
There's good man.
No, seriously, like when you search the store, there's only two. The rest are videos.
Because they only released Dead Space 3 on EA's Origin.
Oh,
Don't worry about it.
okay.
It doesn't exist. Your first statement was correct.
Are you going to stream all of them?
Not Witcher,
Nope.
Randall. Don't get excited. That's your homework.
Are you going to stream Witcher?
No,
Nope.
Why
Not
are
unless
you...
not unless you've played it already.
What?
Not unless you played it. Isn't
I
that
heard what he
isn't that going through
said.
your
I
headphones?
heard what he said. But
I have it on the
the
splitter.
only reason he's saying that is because he's being bullied by YouTube. He was going to
That's not
use...
being bullied.
You was
being
going to
paid off.
stream it. You
Okay,
was going to
there's a
stream it.
difference.
You was going to stream it. Wasn't you?
Wasn't
Was
you?
I? Probably.
Yes. I believe it was.
Because you had to play it yourself, huh? It's crazy.
The funniest part of it, what Randall asked him was how he asked him. He's like, "You gonna play all those games? Like, damn, people play that many games?"
No, that's see, you took it out of wrong context. I was saying that because I know Kelsey doesn't finish games.
Oof,
Ooh.
That's why I
I
said
finished
that.
13.
that's
I
true.
finished 12.
That's
finished,
true.
Tell him.
Tell
what
him,
was the
bro.
other one I played before that?
He has, and
Uh,
he's finished this on stream too, so he has video recording.
Hey, Kelsey. You know what you didn't be on stream and I'm still waiting? I don't even have to say the name. You
I know
thought
what
you
it
know
is.
what you fucking
I know what it
started?
is too.
Actually,
I don't know what it
Last
is.
of Us.
No, I don't give a shit about that.
You started that?
Jeez.
I thought you said you didn't play it yet.
No, I haven't played it. It's still in its wrapping.
It rhymes with Begins of Bagoon.
Yeah, I knew it.
I thought about that. I found the I found it on my
Guide?
desktop,
Oh,
and I was like, I really should finish that. But I only ever want to play if you're there to watch. So,
Gotcha.
If I willingly watch you play 13, I'll be there to watch that.
well, I know that, but I don't know what
Oh,
days
okay.
you're available to actually watch. So like if I like knew when you were going to be on, I would work my schedule around you
Gotcha.
being able to watch so that you could see me actually finish it,
The-
or at least get
it's-
to the last part again and stop.
It seems like the weekends, since COVID's basically saying I can't have multiple jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
I can do that. We can talk and schedule something for like Saturday or something if I'm not doing anything with Shannon.
Oogie.
Let's be honest, it only lasts 30 seconds anyway, so let's move on.
Oh.
That's a king's time right there.
Wait, what are we talking about?
He's setting world records right now. Brian, what are you doing this week?
I'll tell you what I'm doing this week, Jack. Tomorrow, playing Halo, right?
Lit.
Thursday, I don't know what I'm doing Thursday. Friday, I don't know what I'm doing Friday. Probably playing some Grand Blue. Maybe I'll just play something single player. I might just say fuck it and keep playing Hades because for whatever reason, that's my shit again. Saturday, I signed up for the weekly Grand Blue tournament again. So 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be in there. You're probably not going to see me play Zoe because they need a buffer.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to find out who out of my old mains I can just play again and see how I do. Besides that, that's all I can think of. Crucible maybe at one point, maybe before the tournament or after this tournament when I'm salty because they put me against a bad matchup that's also laggy. I'll maybe play Crucible. I don't know.
What time is the tournament this week?
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. Same Twitch channel or is it a different Twitch channel?
Same channel.
Okay.
This is for Grand Blue.
Yeah.
The same tournament he was in 2 weeks ago.
They're having a brand new one.
He said it was gonna be
It's-
weekly.
Yeah, it's weekly. I just didn't go last time because I wanted to play more.
Oh,
That means you can answer, Randall.
I haven't touched that game one time.
You got 4 days.
Randall's sighing because he's like, he can't wait until he's entering Skullgirls at Evo online, huh? Show me your parasol.
So I'm gonna be playing Halo 2 tomorrow, and then hopefully by Thursday I'm already caught up with Plague Tale, so I can finish it on stream Thursday. And then I think after that, I don't know. It's on whatever I have on my backlog that I haven't finished. That's about it. I don't
Any
think,
news on TF3?
yeah, it's non-existent, and they don't give a shit about the franchise. That's the update. And if you ask me again, that's the same up. I can just clip this for you, and we can just send you the video.
They really have no intentions on making a new one.
Randall, they stopped caring about 2 years ago.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
It would.
TF2 was a huge hit, right?
Yeah, and then Steam became a huge hit, and then Dota became a huge hit, then CSGO became a huge hit, and now since they put their money in VR by making headsets, they're like, we need to make a game for it. So more people buy
Oh, the
VR
Half-Life
headsets.
thing.
So let's make an entire Half-Life game only VR. Cool. I'm sure it's fantastic. But for those who have been waiting over a decade for any other Half-Life, you're telling me I need to spend $600 for fucking hardware so I can play your goddamn game? No,
Tell him.
I'm cool. I'll wait. I'll keep waiting like I've been waiting for 10 years.
You know, sometimes you wait and you wait and you wait for your game to persevere and just push past the boundaries of the naysayers. And you know, Lab Zero helped Skullgirls do that by letting it be an Evo. They buy it $9.99.
I don't know. I think he might be worse than you.
Okay, I guess. I don't know if that's worse. I think that's better. He's pushing something he loves. And on that note,
Was that your commercial smile?
Yeah. You want to see it again?
no, I'm good. That is it, peeps. That wraps up episode 95 of the ADLR Podcast. Short and sweet, under 2 hours. Can we get a rocks in the chat? Brian, can you stop farting on camera?
It's you, pussy.
That's it. I don't fuck the housekeeping. I don't care. Thank you guys for episode 95 for listening. We'll see you guys next week for 96. Remember, episode 100 is gonna be on a Friday.
On a Friday?
Oh my god, it's like he's not here ever. Randall, yes, we discussed it. It's gonna be on a Friday.
Oh, because you plan on getting lit.
Wow, he's caught up. You got to work on your GGPO.
Wow.
Because your latency right now is ridiculous.
Now you can work on it with Skullgirls.
Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week.
For the 26th, we're gonna do it.
What?
The 26th, June 26th.
Yeah.